if you want to get everything in Piggy Intercity, it will take you a very long time. Knowing the best ways of completing all quests and getting all character upgrades will save you many hours and make Piggy Intercity a lot easier. So this video is a complete guide on how to 100% the game as quickly as possible, and if you have already been playing Piggy Intercity, I have a few tips scattered around for you to hopefully make Piggy Intercity less grindy for you. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we start our journey, we need to talk about the basic mechanics of Piggy Intercity. As an open world game, Piggy Intercity thrives on exploration, but you have to manage your food and hunger while trying to stay alive from the infected. There are two main types of weapons, melee and ranged. Melee is the classic sword to hit the infected with. You can also block with every melee weapon, but it's honestly much better to simply dodge. However, every melee weapon in the game has its own unique cooldown time before hitting again. Ranged weapons, on the other hand, usually do less damage than a melee weapon, but can hit enemies from a farther range. However, every gun is not 100% accurate to where you aim, so you need to upgrade the accuracy attribute in order to make your shots hit more on target. In a progression sense, every aspect of this game is made using an irreversible, choice-driven narrative, meaning that your actions are permanent and will affect store prices, factions, side quests, and types of enemies. An extension of one of these choices are attributes. Attributes work as skill points to upgrade certain mechanics of your character. The speed attribute increases your movement speed. The weight attribute gives you 4 extra inventory slots per upgrade. The hotbar attribute gives you 1 extra hotbar slot, which maxes out at 8 slots. The hunger and thirst drain attribute slows the rate of food and water depletion. The scavenger attribute gives you a higher chance to find rare loot in chests. And similarly, the collector attribute allows you to get more coins per kill. The expansion attribute makes your base bigger, and the health attribute adds 5 extra HP points per upgrade. The best attribute to maximize early on is the speed attribute, followed by the collector and the weight attribute. And by far the worst attributes to upgrade are the hunger and thirst drain attributes, followed by the scavenger attribute. The rest, however, is really up to personal preference. With that out of the way, let's first talk about story progression and how we can set ourselves up. The first thing we need to do is to finish the demo version for some free gems, set up 1 to 3 alt accounts, and sign up for this interactive map which I have in the description, because it shows you and main fast travel points in the game. When first starting, play online with all of your alt accounts. This gives you up to an extra 25% of bonus XP while playing. Throughout the game, you will also find resources, which you should collect all the time, and many different armor and weapons. The main thing to note is that the higher armor and damage stat, the better. Also explore a lot and try to go through most main locations to have them in your fast travel. And anyways, you already have an entire view of the map unlocked from the start. Aside from this, you can toggle on the quest tracker icon if you're struggling with finding where to go next. And in total, it should take you about 1 hour to get through the entire story. After completing the story, we first need to upgrade your base. We can design and delete things later with the hammer tool, so let's first focus on having workers and farms to get free materials. To claim a base, all you need to do is to walk up towards this sign and own this plot of land. We can have up to 5 workers in our base at one time, and these workers can have up to 5 occupations, with every worker possessing 3 sets of skills. The maximum level of skill, and you can reroll each of your employees' skill set. The best way to hire workers is to have them all specialized, meaning that each worker is 5 stars individually on separate traits. Each worker per farm gives you about 20 of their chosen resource per minute, so you effectively don't need to anymore grind for food, water, wood, and ore after you have the farm set up. I also advise making some chests as well to declutter your inventory. But moving on from this, we need to discuss side quests. Lucky for you, if you already made a base during the previous part of the video, then the first building a base. Following that up, we have the Caving Concern quest, where you talk to Mika at the top of the fort's watchtower and enter a cave at the backside of the fort. All you need to do from there is to complete 3 parkour puzzles by switching 4 levers in a certain amount of time. In the fort's room, you will need to find a quick infected and collect Mika's watch. The next side quest is at the fort as well. By talking to Delaney under the green tents, she makes you talk to Jean the giraffe, which you can find roaming around the fort. He makes you go to the Everview pool, which is located southeast of the fort. Once there, you need to go inside the main building and collect the note on the ground. Return it to Jean to complete the quest. To do the Silly for Tilly quest, you need to find Kaylin the kangaroo roaming around Shadewood Town. Once you find her, all you need to do is to go to Tilly and ask more about herself. After that, go back to Kaylin and get his letter, then back again to Tilly, and finally back to Kaylin to tell him he has just been friend-zoned. To get the other quest in Shadewood, you need to talk to Morgan the Moose inside the mayor's office. He will then send you to Riley Repairs, which is northeast of Shadewood. Once you arrive there, get the alien mask by talking to Calexa the white cat. Go back to Morgan and show him the mask to finish the quest. One thing to note about this quest is to always choose the option where you get the wrench. You'll see why later. The first quest is at the red house with a tie-dye mural on the side. In here you will find Sharon, and will need to recover her missing hair. Make your way to Market Town at the bottom right of the map to find Lonnie wearing a mint green suit. Then go to the mobile home park and find Petal in one of the homes. Get the wig from her and return it to Sharon to get your reward. Another quest in this area is located at the greenhouse in Freefall Town. Talk to Dorian the dog roaming outside the house, and then go to the orange house right beside it to find Dury. Get the paint from Dury and bring it back to Dorian to finish the quest. The next quest is at the stadium at the north of the map. Once inside, find drill instructor Bold, and he will give you 20 different places around the stadium to scrub. Go back to him when you're done and to complete the quest. Right beside this quest, find Major Terrell in one of these rooms. After talking to him, go to the Losella school and enter the area marked by the quest. Save the son of Major Terrell by either bribing the captors or fighting them and return to Major Terrell. Our next quest takes you to the junkyard area to find Robin wandering around. He tells you that someone keeps stealing tires at night. Head north of the junkyard to the August laundromat to confront the thieves, Dent and his boss Tint the Turtle. You can choose to either fight them or pay a coin bribe to get the tires back. The next quest is located all the way out west at Cabinda. Go inside the main cabin and talk to Mesa the Moose, who tells you he was robbed by bandits. Head south of the gas station, take down the local bandits, and grab the stolen letter off the shelf. Return to Mesa, who will then task you with delivering it further south to the Moose and family farmhouse to give it to his aunt Mona. Our next quest is over at the lumber mill. Find Byron and talk to him to start a massive resource gathering and defense mission. First, you must gather and hand over 25 sand at the beach areas, 25 aluminum, which is crafted from bauxite in the mines, and 30 medium ammo found in the junkyard. As soon as you turn those materials in, the lumber mill will be raided by 3 consecutive waves of bandits, which you will need to fend off. The next quest can be found by locating Harry, sitting near the campfires at Tent Town to find a rare pre-infection food called canned bread. Right behind him, go under the big tent and find Bira, the red bird, who offers to trade you the canned bread for 5 canned beans. Give the canned bread to Bira, then Harry to feed him. Go inside the military docks recreation center and find McCoy, the mole, at the top floor. He offers to trade you his rocket launcher for a bolt-action rifle. To find the bolt-action rifle, go to the Cabinda and buy it for 600 coins. Go back to McCoy and receive your rocket launcher. The next quest headquarters. Inside, search for Major Taylor. Go down the Valkyrie bunker far south of the map. Then find Bretta, who will task you to find 2 batteries. Head to the overmarket and collect the 2 batteries. Once done, go back and put the 2 batteries in Sergeant Hayes' radio, and then talk to him to unlock a level 3 rusty helmet. Go to the Cabinda and talk to Wenda wearing the green jacket. She'll make you find 6 radios in the area. Then enter the Cabinda shop and talk to Cade. Then find Coda wearing a bright orange shirt. Negotiate with him to finish the quest. Enter Shadewood Residences and find Tucker on the 2nd floor. Go to Tilly's. Then go to the hospital and find the other turtle there. Go back to Tucker and complete the quest. The next quest is back at the Valkyrie bunker at the southernmost tip of the map. Find Bravo walking around the lowest area of the bunker. You will need to scavenge the map to find and bring him exactly 30 light and medium ammo, which you can find in the junkyard, 30 heavy ammo, which you can find at the Cabinda, and 30 buckshot ammo located in Market Town. Go back to Bravo after buying one of each ammo to complete the quest. Also, make sure to keep your rewards from this quest, because we will need them for the following Remedy Run quest. Go and talk to Taboo in the hospital. You will need to search and loot green and red containers to find 5 bandages, 5 medicine bottles, and 5 medkits. Bring all the medical supplies back to Taboo to get a new medicine shop. Go to Porgan Pigsley. You need to find 10 berries and 10 apples, which you can get from the farm in your base, and 10 loaves of bread. Once you have all the ingredients, head back to Porgan and turn them in to complete the quest. Find Sergeant Evans in the Valkyrie military base. Go to Maya upstairs, then make your way to the police station at the top of the map. Get the ID tag in one of the cells, then go back to Maya and Sergeant Evans. The quest. The next 2 quests are going to be interconnected. So first head to the Freefall town and accept the Oh Brother quest at the tree houses. Then head to the Liberator camp and talk to Kira, who will task you on getting 10 pieces of clay. After that, head to the treetops and find Kiran in the armory house. There you will get a new quest, convincing koalas, where you will need to go to the old koala at the boat, the shop, and finally the courtroom to convince each one of them to let outsiders in. For the court case, follow exactly what I pick here, since picking different dialogue options could cause worse endings. After that, talk to Kiran at the treetops armory to finish the quests. Go to the throne room in the treetops and talk to Elder Castor. After that, go to the lumber mill. Go back to Elder Castor with the deal to finish the quest. Now we need to learn, and the fastest way, go to the mines with at least one blue weapon and a gun. If you don't have any good weapons, one of the best weapons in the game, a blue pickaxe, can also be found in one of the caves. The next step is to go to this central point in the middle of the mines and start shooting with your gun all of the tank infected. After that, you can whittle their HP down using the pickaxe by running back and forth from the tank infected, since tank infected have a slight cooldown before they can hit. Finally, once you kill all of the tank infected, you can rinse and repeat that process again, because they immediately respawn right after you kill them. You can also optimize this further to get more money per kill, along with daily boosts that give a multiplier to your XP and coins. You will earn about 150 XP points and 10 coins per minute. It's now time to focus on the main minigames of Piggy Intercity, bowling and golf. Every hour, you do have a free minigame attempt, so let's start with that. The main thing we need to focus on in bowling is lining up your crosshair to this fainted line, just parallel along the right side of the middle, which we will use for all bowling levels. As well as this, only move left and right and keep your mouse completely still. Using these techniques will most likely give you a perfect strike each time. The reason why I say most likely is because a tiny feature was added that essentially micro-adjusts your aim, so sometimes this minigame also relies on a little bit of luck. Next, we move on to the medium stage. For this stage, we first get a taste of shifting block panels. The trick here is to release your bowling ball right when the panel is still up, since there is still a big delay from when you click to when you actually shoot the bowling ball. The second level, you also want to wait for when both of these panels are still up before you release. The third stage is similar, where you wait for all 3 panels to be fully up before shooting. The fourth stage is a little bit trickier. You need to release the ball right as the 4th panel goes up, and the 5th stage, you need to click right as the 5th panel fully extends up. Hard mode is where we get all of our problems. For the first level, all we need to do is to wait for the moving panel here to hit the right side before releasing the ball. The next level is similar to that, where we only focus on the first panel in front, and click right when the first panel hits the right. The third level is also pretty straightforward. We only need to focus on the moving side to side panel, and wait again for it to hit the right side. The fourth level is where things get tricky. You need to release the bowling ball right away when the panel on the back first touches the left side. You can't wait for the panel to come back, since the timing gets a lot tighter from waiting. The final level is also extra difficult. Right as you spawn, without touching your mouse, aim your crosshair to the area where the line is intersecting between the middle and the front black hole. Wait for the middle panel to hit the left before releasing the ball. Once you complete this, you should get the bowler's hat and the Roblox badge. Golf, however, is a lot more consistent, but more skilled than bowling, simply because there is no luck involved. For easy and medium, you can see exactly where you're aiming at by lining up the apex of the arc to touch the pin. So for example, if you want to hit this pink one, you just align your apex to where it hits the pink one. Medium and easy stages are very similar, with medium just having smaller targets. So everything I'll say here will apply to both either way. I recommend using the target circle in the bottom instead of the meter on the right, because even the slightest mistake could cost you the run. The hard level though is where things get tricky. The green, pink, and red holes are basically the same to easy mode, but the orange and blue holes are where we need to focus on. The orange hole is by far the trickiest hole of the entire minigame. For this one, you have to hit this on your first stroke and rotation for timing purposes. Aim on the left side of the magenta stick, then click your power on the way up and aim your circle to the upper portion of the outer hexagon edge to get a perfect shot. You need to aim for the blue hole right afterwards, and in your first rotation as well. Align your aim towards the right edge of the white border of the magenta pin, and wait for the power to come down before hitting. Once you complete this, you'll get the new golf club, which is the best weapon in the game, but we can make it even better. In Piggy Intercity, there are a total of 4 armor pieces and 1 weapon slot. To get get the best hat and weapon in the game, you'll need to complete both golf and bowling minigames on hard mode. We can also modify the golf club weapon even further by using the grip tape found in the Fright Seeing quest. Make sure not to kill Calixa because she will give you the grip tape after you give her the wrench. Attach the grip tape to the golf club to increase the speed of your attacks. The second attachment you can get is the electric box by finishing the O Brother quest, which increases the critical hit chance when equipped. The way weapon attachments are equipped is by pressing the plus button beside the weapon, then selecting your desired parts. However, do note that this process can only be undone by talking to a blacksmith. The steampunk boots can be bought at the Cabinda for 300 coins. The cookware set chest piece in Rita City. At the subway station, enter the subway tram to get the armor piece. The steampunk gloves can only be obtained from a specific timeline quest. Go on an alt account and side with the bandits instead of the townsfolk. Right after, go to the Liberator outpost and accept the Desperado Dispatch quest. Go to the junkyard and tell Robin the secret bandit code and prove to him that you're undercover. Go inside the motel and fight Ruby to get the steampunk gloves. If you couldn't unlock these items in your original playthrough, you can just transfer these items by dropping and receiving items between separate Roblox accounts. But with that, we've got the best armor and tools in the game. Daily quests are also a very good way of getting XP and coins, although you can only do it once a day. Basically, all of the daily quests have you either defeating some sort of enemy or getting some materials, and the quests reset at 6 AM GMT every day. The final obtainable piece you can get are the recipes in the game. To complete it, you need to finish the bearing arms side quest and buy the barrel recipe from Baron at the lumber mill for 50 coins. The other recipe you can get is obtained by finishing the Lost Brother quest by getting 10 pieces of clay and giving them to the nurse in the Liberator outpost. And that's it. If you missed anything, there is a quest tracker tab in the inventory which shows you undiscovered areas, number of red chests found in each area, a quest tracker, and the total number of items you've collected. I will also be updating the comments for any future updates to Piggy Intercity, but for now, get to grinding.